Dímelo mi mundo, and welcome to Boss It Up Media through Latino Mixx. My name is Ralph Rondon. I'm your host.
I'm Dawn Acevedo.
Dímelo pues, it's your boy Sidney Rodriguez. Welcome back.
And Lisa Garcia here. So excited to be back with our first guest
Yes.
of the year, right? We're excited.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, we
Can't
are
wait.
preparing just to give you guys some of our best people that we can put in front of you to give you great content, some really successful entrepreneurs, and we're just so excited about our first guest. Like, I can't wait for you guys to hear everything.
Gotta
she has to
listen
say.
up. Great topics, great info.
So I don't want to know. Don't tell us who yet. But how did we find this person?
Hi. I love to network, so
100%.
yeah, I found this amazing woman. I met her a few years ago through a friend, actually, her sister. And yes, I'm looking at her. And we had a great connection. We didn't get to meet, but again, I'm not even going to say what she says. I'm going to let her say it because it's a line that she says that I absolutely love. So I'm not gonna ruin it right now. But we ended up finally finding the right time to meet, have lunch, and after we had lunch, I fell in love. And the funny thing is that Dawn was like, all right, calm down.
I was. Because when Lisa goes out networking and she comes back and she's like, I fell in love with this person. You have no idea. And I'm like, Lisa, let's sit down. Let's really,
And I'm
a
like, no.
researcher. I'm like, I want to know where she comes from, what she does before we put her in front of everybody.
I'm like, no.
And Lisa's like, you're going to love her. You're going to love her. So we set up a lunch, and I always go in cautiously, before I fall in love. And I did a little background information before I met with her, and I was like, okay, her credentials are there, so let's sit with her. And when we did, I fell in love. And I was like, Lisa, you were right. And I will say you're right when you're right. And she was right. And no, she's just such just a kind spirit, so knowledgeable, and I know she's going to give a lot of value.
You guys did great because just the short time that I spoke with her, it was very interesting.
She's
I'm
a shining
excited
light,
about the topics we're about to talk.
I mean, we loved her so much. We made her part of our board for Real Estate Boss Empire. I mean, that's how That's how in love we ended up being. So,
Absolutely.
So she's gonna bring a lot to Real Estate Boss Empire as well as to Boss It Up Media. So we're excited that she's gonna be on our show, and she's our first guest.
Yeah, and she aligns with what our goals are here. I mean, we want to put successful entrepreneurs in front of the new entrepreneurs to give them guidance, to give them education. So this way they can take that first step maybe out of their comfort zone and, get past the fear of starting. And I think that's what this episode is going to give to a lot of people today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we could even. I'm looking forward to even implementing everything that we're going to learn today. With what we're going to learn. That's dope.
Absolutely.
You guys did awesome.
So much knowledge.
This is the perfect conversation for end of the year. So it's just, everyone's going to want to listen in.
Yeah, and I think entrepreneurs that are new and upcoming, in order for them to boss it up, they don't realize like the final quarter is, in my opinion, the most important part of the year. October, November, December, it sets you up for the following year. So I think giving this type of education and giving this type of foundation to our viewers is going to be such a great value, really.
Awesome.
Much needed information, especially at the end of the year when we have to push forward and push through. Since we have a lot of holidays, a lot of get-togethers with family, so we got to make sure that we know how to speak and look for the future. So our family members look up to us. So it's 100% on that.
And I hope with all of our episodes, you guys keep watching and keep learning and look forward to the educational episodes and have fun with us. This is not to be, you got to do this, you got to do that, and for us to mentor, but this is for you to have a good time, learn some good information, laugh at our corny jokes and maybe not so corny jokes, but we want to have a good time and we want to share information and share with each other.
And always remember, just if you also want to be on the show, make sure to reach out to us. You have our Instagrams, but we'll give it to you again. Lisa G in the city.
Dawn the closer.
Ralph Holmes NYC.
Sid Rocks NYFL.
And most importantly, Boss It Up Media on IG.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow the page. This way you can see all of our guests. Make sure you reach out if you want to sponsor or you want to be interviewed.
Subscribe on YouTube as well.
Yes. You want to follow all of our media outlets. Don't miss anything.
And shout out to our sponsor, Kaplan, Ditrapani, and Rabinapur, for being our sponsors.
Damn, I'm never able to say that, but good job,
yeah.
Sydney.
Good job, good job.
I'm gonna say their name because it's Kaplan, Didrapani, and Farrier.
Oh, I thought it was a different one.
Yes. So Kaplan,
We need
Didrapani,
some
and
editing going
Farrier.
on there.
Yeah.
That's why I will never say it. Like, I love them and I use them all the time.
We're gonna keep going, but I'm gonna give a special thanks to our sponsor, Kaplan, Didrapani, and Farrier, which is my home office. I want to just give a lot of gratitude. They're great real estate attorneys, great bank attorneys. So if you need any representation when it comes to the buy, sell side or lender, commercial, all of the good stuff, please reach out to them. Reach out to myself. I'm the quarterback of the office. I manage the resi and sales department. So please reach out. They're a great wealth of knowledge and resource to you all as well.
All right, so you know what? I think it's a good time. Are we ready for the guest? Yeah?
I think we're ready.
All right.
We're ready.
Let's take a break
Let's do
first.
Triple R is going to cut in a little mix, and then we'll be right back to introduce our special guest.
No te pongas bruto. Latino Mixx. Dale play a tu bocina.
Dímelo mi mundo, and we are back at Boss It Up Media. And it's time to introduce our guest speaker, which is a wealth of knowledge. She is a wealth strategist and financial coach. Her name is Jo Cris. Jo Cris. And she is a powerhouse of a woman. Wanted to introduce to her, Jo Cris. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much,
Welcome,
Ralph.
welcome.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Sydney,
welcome.
Lisa. Appreciate the invitation to have me as your guest at Boss It Up Media. As Ralph said, my name is Jacrise Barranco.
What is Jo Cris? We want to know.
For those of you who don't know, my background is from the Dominican Republic. My parents are first-generation immigrants, and we are known in the Dominican Republic to do a little bit of name mergers. So the significance of Jacrise is actually Jose and Cristina, which are my parents'
I
names.
love that.
Very unique. Very unique.
Yes.
That's cool.
So my father was very creative having his firstborn daughter, so to say the least.
Your sister got lucky.
Yeah, right?
Oh, your sister doesn't have a combined
Well,
name?
it's so funny.
I would feel left out.
Yeah.
Like
They have their names composed of my name. So my sister's name is Christy and my brother's name is Jose Julio. So it's funny, my parents and my siblings comprise of my name. So
no pressure. No pressure at all.
yeah.
I love that.
So a little bit about me. I am the founder and CEO of Exodus Financial. I have a little over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, investment industry, as well as the commercial real estate. I love what I do. I've always been passionate in basically everything that I've learned within my 20 year of financial industry and my overall entrepreneurship experience is to actually be able to translate that and give it back. So one of my legacy builders is that my parents came here to the United States for the American dream, but I'm gonna stay here for the American legacy. And if I can actually be able to not only help duplicate that amongst my family, but also amongst Latinos, and my minorities, then I think that would be a great legacy to leave.
What made you get into the financial sector?
Wow, you guys want to hear? That's a great question. So, I'll never forget, I was 16 years old. My father decided to buy a house in Selden for $167,500. The attorney, the real estate agent, and the mortgage loan officer, none of them spoke Spanish. And I was the translator from my father. And my father ended up getting charged 10 points.
Wow.
Without understanding what 10 points was. Just sign the document and you'd be able to fix it on Monday morning. Monday morning came, it was never fixed. Hence, it always gave me a curiosity because I knew that whatever was done wasn't done right. I always had a interest in regards to the financial industry, but that gave me the fire in me to make sure that now I'm gonna know. I'm going to be aware of what I'm doing, not only to protect my family, but to protect myself going forward. So I think that was, I guess, the paradigm shift of really of like wanting to know and educate myself. But then also, if I always say, if I could be that one person for that Spanish-speaking person or that person that came here that just needs a little help, then I'm one extra person that should have been the person that was aiding my father, right? Or my family. So that I always keep very like close to the chest because integrity and how you do things is really important. But also when you're doing it from the heart, it doesn't make it difficult, right? So that's actually how I got into that.
So many of us have that type of story in our family, especially in the Hispanic families. That misinformation and misguidance allows us to create errors and just the ignorance of not knowing. And that's the reason why you created Exodus Financials. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you call it Exodus Financial?
So Exodus Financial, I'm a Christian believer. And one of the things that I do, if you've ever read the book of Exodus, it's the exodus of, God's people leaving Egypt. So the significance to that, to me specifically, is I would love for our people to actually have a mass exodus from financial disparity, lack of education, and to actually build that promise to you, right? So I've always admired a lot the families that are big on building generational wealth. So that's, I guess, whatever my main mantra or affirmation is that if I can help people to exit out of whatever financial disparity, I'm doing my job in regards to leaving that legacy.
Love that.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's great.
Amazing.
Really amazing. So how do you feel about when we first met and sat down and now we have all these plans together in like what? In the span of a month?
I know,
maybe,
right?
Yeah.
So I believe that nothing is of coincidence, and there's a favorite word or merger of a word called Godcidence.
Godcidence. I love it.
I do believe that no one that comes before you is ever just a fluke, right? I do think that however you believe it, whether it's you praying over it, whether it's, affirming over it in your life, whether you being intentional and actually bringing those energies, I do believe that there's no coincidence. There's definitely God.
And you're absolutely right, because I always think about timing. Timing is always, the biggest thing, but it's God's timing. Yeah. It's not just timing, it's God's timing. So the fact that you say Godcidence, to me, that's perfect.
I love that word.
Yeah.
That's a dope word.
Yes, it's like my new word.
Just so you know, we're stealing it. Yeah, we're all going to be using it. You're going to hear Godcidence everywhere.
Things that she says that we're already,
I promise you, it wasn't my idea. So I don't take full credit of that, but I'm very passionate about that word because I do believe that.
Well, you got us passionate about it as well, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, the law of attraction is very real.
Yes.
Very real.
Absolutely.
Energy attracts. Sounds great. And talking about energy attracts, I know we were talking about vision boards. Since we're at the end of the year, what do people have to look out for? I know somebody had a question in regards to vision board. Not sure if Dawn did.
Well, I think it's more along the lines of how would you give advice to the new entrepreneurs out there about possibly, preparing for 2024? What should they be doing now at the end of 2023?
And just really quick, just because of the fact that I know a lot of people decide, oh, you know what, let's do our vision boards in January, which that's a conversation we had. Vision boards shouldn't be done in January. We should start preparing for 2024 in the fourth quarter of 2023, correct? So I'm just going to let you keep going with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So normally I would probably suggest for you to start business planning and vision boarding in fourth quarter, right? Because just like a car, when you want to turn it on, you have to warm it up, right? When athletes play, you don't have them just play, they warm up, right? So even with your business, whether it's you're an entrepreneur for the first time and you want to scale out that business within the first 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5, or 5 to 10, you should plan to prepare or prepare to plan. If not, you're gonna plan to fail, right? So I think that that's almost like warming up the engines. And nothing is ever perfect, but the important thing is imperfect actions, right? Because imperfect actions is still action. So with that, you know, there's no right or wrong way. You just have to start it. What a lot of people don't understand is that the vision board is the end result that you want in your life, right? For that, let's say for the end of 2024. So what those visions that you want, whether it's a car, whether it's you expanding your business to maybe employing staff, or you being able to segue and write a specific check that you want to make sure that at the end of the year, whether that's 100,000, 250,000, you're actually making sure that you're intentional with that, right? Now, with that, the business planning is that roadmap that gets you to the end of the road, which is the pot of gold or your goals, right? So the vision planning or the vision board is more of you to actually have something that motivates you, right? Because we all know entrepreneurship isn't you know, perfect, and it has its bumps in the roads, right? So the vision board is really just to kind of, in those tough moments throughout the year, making sure that, okay, well, this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for this income. I'm doing this for time freedom, for financial freedom. So it allows you to keep on going and reminds you of why you're doing it.
The day-to-day grind. It reminds you of the day-to-day grind.
It.
Why are you doing what you're doing? So
absolutely.
When did you start planning? Like, what made you decide one day, let me start a vision board and planning for my future?
So it was actually a fun end-of-year activity with a bunch of close female friends of mine that we did for the holidays. And what's interesting in that is the power of that, because if you really take a moment, we don't do things just to do things. We do things because we want to end results. But when you're actually putting it in and building that puzzle, but most importantly, when you actually see the end result, there's so much power in that, right? So you can actually see, wow, I did this, I did that. So a perfect example is when I first bought my first home. At that time, I was a single mom, and
congratulations.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So when I bought my first home, I remembered I wanted to do it for my son because I wanted him to actually have his first home. And I had said, by the age of 10, he's going to have his own home. The crazy thing is that July 3rd was his 10th birthday, and I had closed on my first house July 10th of his 10th birthday.
Wow.
So those are things that there's power in that, there, you know, and there's intention, but sometimes you have to actually, I'm a visual person, right? And the vision board, I think, gives it and puts it into life, right? So and people do different ways of doing it. Some people like to put it in a board. I've seen a lot of people now put it on their screen of their phone to remind them every time they unlock their screen.
That's great.
So there's different ways now. There's apps that do that, and then you could do it the traditional way and just get a couple of great people to come together and kind of build that.
Magazine and scissors.
Old school, right? Yeah.
Printing.
There you go.
Because I mean, I hardly see magazines anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are,
true.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm literally on the internet printing and cutting.
Yeah. And every vision board is different. You know, it could be, there's some vision boards that are just exclusively for business. There's some that's blended between your personal goals and your business goals. So there's no wrong way. You know, it's just whatever you feel that you want to make sure that you know what that end result is. And it's a reminder to keep yourself accountable what the end result is going to be.
I think as a new entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you have it, your vision every single day looking at it. So when I first started off, when I woke up, I saw my board right away. So I know what my vision was, what I was trying to attain.
Same for me.
Yeah, so,
Same for me. I literally, because I read somewhere, the best thing you could do is put your vision board in front of you. So when you wake up, the first thing you see is that, and then your intentions are just on that vision board. So every morning you wake up with your intentions, with, you know, meditating or, you know, whatever it is you do. You
and like
pray
they
in the
say, you know,
morning,
if you make your bed, you're gonna become a millionaire. So vision board and millionaire.
Jokers, do you recommend a personal one and a business one?
Wait, before we touch on that,
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect time
Yes.
before she digs into that. Let's take a break. Let
gonna be
DJ
deep. It's gonna be
play
deep.
some music, and when we come back, we're going to dive in.
See you soon.
There you go.
Sounds good.
No te pongas bruto. Latino Mix. Dale play a tu bocina.
Welcome back to Boss It Up Media. Let's actually move forward. And the question that Sydney had, what was it, the question you had for?
Welcome back, everyone.
Joe Crease?
So we got into the interesting topic of the vision board. And Joe Crease, do you recommend having one for business and one for personal, or one together?
Preferentially, I like it together. Why? Because the fact that you put in what you want to make at the end, let's say I want to make $250,000 by the end of 2024, then what is that going to allow me to get in regards to my business? Okay, that's going to allow me to be able to run a 4-person staff in regards to payroll. That's going to allow me to be able to have the time freedom to, let's say, pick up my son from school at 3:45, whatever the case might be, or what kind of job I want to have in regards to what I'm going to delegate, or what car I want to drive, or what house I want to have. So when you merge it together, it allows you to keep, when you're having those difficult times at work or at your career, or you're as an entrepreneur in your business, it's going to say, no, this is what I need to do because this is what I want to provide for my family. This is what I want to provide for my kids. This is the lifestyle I want to provide for myself, right? Who do I want to meet? How do I want to meet them? What type of personal development that I have, financial development that I want to have, business development that I want to have. And by doing that, that actually is just a reminder that everything correlates with each other. Your personal and your, and your finances and your business all correlate with each other. So if your home is not right, then your finances might not be right. Or if your finances might not be right, then that means that your business is not right. So when you're having those type of difficult hiccups or mishaps, to see that vision board is going to allow you to be like, okay, I need this success because this success is going to give me this type of lifestyle.
I love that. What if, have you ever seen, and this is me just coming up with out of my own brain, what if a business, like business partners, came together and created their own vision board for their business?
Just took that right out of my
Oh, really? See?
I was thinking the same
Well,
thing.
then I didn't take it out of my brain. I took it out of yours.
No.
Have you seen that before?
So it's interesting because that actually correlates very much with the business planning. But then I think also on an emotional standpoint, I think it's good for you to know what your business partners, what's their why, right? Why they're doing this business with you. Why do they want the success of this business to come out? Because it allows for you to keep that person accountable too, because they're your business partner. Their success is a direct correlation of your success. So it depends. I always feel like the business planning and the vision board on the business side is really important because now you understand your partners and why they're doing what they're doing, right? So they're cognizant of that emotional intelligence that's going to keep them to drive to be successful. And at the same time, you know that the business plan is, okay, well, this is going to be difficult, or this is what needs to get done, but this is why we're doing it, because that's his or her end result, and these are my end results as well. So I think it's a great way to do that in the business planning, having a visual part of it too, because now you understand why that person is riding with you and keeping, and you guys keeping each other accountable for that end result.
Well, that's what I see more or less from a vision board is accountability. Like if I do a vision board, it's not just setting goals or trying to achieve them, but it's looking back when I'm halfway through the year and saying, well, I really haven't checked much off, I got to get to work. It's holding yourself accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. So the vision board is really that, like you said, that accountability for that goal, because if you don't have an end goal, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
It's never going to be achieved, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely, that I think is really pinnacle in you trying to know where you're going, where you want to be, and what that end result is. And the other thing too is it never stops there, right? So as you reach certain levels, you have to escalate that. So, a vision board could be a live document that you can continue adding and upgrading.
I was going to say pushing the goalposts back each time that you're close to it.
Absolutely. So.
And I actually like that idea just because of the fact that it gets you to, with your partners, if you have partners and you're getting together to do a vision board for the business, it gets you to mastermind a little bit and come up with newer ideas and come up with, just other things that you might want to do within that year and doing it together. Obviously, if I'm planning my business alone when I have partners, it's not going to be as great as if I'm planning it with them. It's just going to be bigger. It's going to be a bigger purpose, and we're going to be able to do it. And then the fact that we're all on the same page will help a lot and help us to move forward.
I think we need a boss it up vision board.
Yes.
But I think it's great for, new businesses starting. It brings such a great way to get to know your partners on a different level as well.
Yeah. And also even existing businesses as well, like people's goals change, right?
Yep.
So what I wanted in my 20s is not what I wanted in my 30s, not what I wanted in my 40s. What I wanted when I was single versus married was very different. But I also think that it's a great perspective of you to understand each other as business partners, right? So now for example, if I'm a mom and I want to make sure that I'm present at my son's, let's say, a school tea party for Mother's Day, then my business partner is going to know, well, that's important for her, that time freedom, right? But then, let's say my other business partner likes to travel, I know that that's her or his time freedom. So if they want to go on a weekend to Miami, then I know, okay, well, you know what? I'll hold down the fort and you go and do whatever you need to do. So to understand each other is really interesting to see everyone's vision board, especially with the different age groups as well, like Gen Zs versus millennials versus baby boomers, and how those vision boards shift is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, because there's some people that have been in business, have been entrepreneurs for years, but their business is a little dated and they kind of need, and they don't even know about vision boards or even think to do a vision board because that's not how they think. So the fact that if someone says, hey, maybe you guys as a business should do a vision board together, they'll start, leveling up on what they could do with their business and saying, you know what, I might need a coach for this, and I might need a coach, to help me on social media because that's not something that we do. But it'll bring things to life.
I think it'll provoke those questions.
It sparks.
To really,
Great sparks.
To really make a plan of action. So this way you can hold each other accountable too.
So newer or older business, a vision board is always great.
And how do you feel about life partners who actually are in business together?
That's a great question.
You know about that. You know all about that.
It's interesting because there are, just like in every business and with specific business partners, there's its pros, and nothing's ever perfect, right? But I think that when a couple, I call them couplepreneurs, right? When couplepreneurs,
I mean, it's just like her name. It's like
we need a Japanese dictionary soon.
I don't take credit. But couplepreneurs is amazing because now their business goals and their personal goals are very intertwined, right? But then there's different personalities, there's different goals. So with that, understanding what your partner is great in and what you're great in, and then how do you kind of diversify that and be able to offset that, or talk about his strengths and her strengths and his weaknesses and her weaknesses. At the end of the day, it's important to know though when you're able to divide that, when you're able to know that this is business and when you're able to know that this is your relationship. And in that process, be like, okay, well, we close that door. This is home time. Whatever happened at business, we're just going to keep it business. So and kind of reminding each other of that. So
important.
On that, actually, anyone out there, I'm looking to have someone as my couplepreneur available.
She's in the market. She's in the market, people. Now her DMs are going to blow up as if they haven't already.
Couplepreneur.
I think that, Jocrease, I want to thank you. I really think you've delivered so much information to upcoming entrepreneurs and encourage them to, make those steps to make the end of the year a strong one. If you had to, before we let you go for today, if you had to give some advice to the upcoming entrepreneur that's just starting out right now, do they have enough time to prepare for the end of the year now going into 2024? And what should their next couple of steps be?
So that's a great question because I always feel imperfect action is always action, right? So if you are passionate about something that's your goal or that's your dream to become an entrepreneur, do it. It doesn't matter if you're doing it, at the end of the year, in the beginning of the year, in the mid-year, that's your dream, right? And that's where the godsidence, timing is perfect. So, but if you are in a moment where maybe you just need that push to start, 3 big things I think is important is 1, start. And start doing your research in regards to that. I would definitely, number 2 is find a mentor. Mentors are pinnacle for your success, right? Because there's a saying in Spanish, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. Mm-hmm. Tell me who you are and I'll tell you who you're with. Or tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are. Mm-hmm. So I think that's also very powerful. My mentor says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? Yeah. So, that's a really big component. Mentorship is big. And then the third one is systems and process, because I think that with systems and processes, whatever you're doing in your business, whether it's selling a product or a service, it's duplicatable, and it could scale out much more quicker. The thing is that you have to find a system and process that best works for you.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Great advice, really. I mean, there's so much information that you have to give that, we've discussed on the break that we're bringing you back again. So yes. we want to dig deep into 2024 financial planning. So we're definitely going to have you back on our next episode. We are so grateful for everything that you shared today.
Oh, I mean, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. Really, truly a pleasure.
No, thank you very much.
So I think this is a perfect time. Let's take it to break. Thank you again, Jocris, for joining us. And we're going to ask the DJ to play that music.
No te pongas bruto. Latino Mixx. Dale play a tu bocina.
Welcome back to Boss It Up Media. We have had such a good time. Jocris, thank you again for joining us. This was really such a great episode. I know everybody is going to get so much value in it. Can you just share with everyone how they can contact you? Because you are a coach and your services are available. So please share with everyone how they can reach you.
So you can reach me on Instagram. The Instagram is @JOCRYS @Jocris. And my direct phone number, you can text WEALTH. WEALTH at 516-787-0706, or in the Instagram link there is a link where you're able to schedule a call or a meeting.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really.
Thank you.
We just want to remind everybody, make sure you watch our next episode. She's going to be back and give much more information.
Yes, sure she'll be back because there's so much knowledge that she has. Once again, if you could follow us in our YouTube channel, Boss It Up Media, also our IG, Boss It Up Media, and myself, my name is Ralph Rondon, IG, Ralph Holmes NYC.
And you can follow me at Dawn the Closer on IG, and all my contact information is there.
You can follow me on Lisa G in the City, and also all my info's there too. See you.
And you can follow me at SydneyRodriguez.com, and you could get a hold of all my socials there.
Yeah, please reach out to us. We're here to support you guys. We're here to be mentors. If you guys are in need of a mentor, reach out. If it's not one of us, we can put you in contact with someone, regardless of what business you're thinking of starting. Get inspired, get excited. 2024 is going to be your year. It's going to be our year, and it's going to be what you make it. So please keep following us. Please keep watching. I mean, this is so much fun, guys, right?
This was very fun. I think we should do our vision board and invite Jocris and anyone else that's out there. I mean, if you guys are interested, hit us up at Boss It Up Media. And we'll do this vision board thing with Jocris.
And we're managing our own social media, guys. So when you reach out to us and you message us, you're getting us. So
Yes.
please message us, and we want to communicate with you. We want to build relationships. If you're interested in being on the show, please reach out to us. We want to also host the new upcoming entrepreneurs. We want you guys
Yes.
to share and possibly come on and share what your fears are, what your excitement is, what your business is. So don't be scared. Reach out.
Yes.
And like Dawn says, no idea is too small. Just like this idea was an idea that just talked about, and now it's happening. Reach out to us if you have an idea. We'll do everything we can with all of our connections to make that happen.
Definitely.
And I just have to say something funny here because I like to be very raw with all of this. And Sydney over there that was like, oh, I don't want to talk. No, don't put me. And he's always amazing. Like, look at you.
No.
Yes, right in front of the mic.
I feel like Latino
Doing you
Larry King.
and-
Now I know why Larry King sits like this.
That's your spot. That's your angle.
You too,
I
I see.
love it. Yeah, no, I know. I'm like,
got the
okay, I
Larry
like
King
this
going
one too.
So, guys, get ready to boss it up. We're going to try to deliver as much as we can to you guys to help you boss it up, and just keep watching.
Yes.
See you on the next episode.
Bye.
Boss It Up Media.
Soon.
Take care.
Hasta luego.